Hey everybody, what's going on? What's happening? This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. So I haven't been on here in a good minute to do a video, okay? But I'm here today. First and foremost, happy Kwanzaa to everybody that celebrate Kwanzaa. And the second principle is Kujichagulia. Yesterday was Umoja, which means unity. Today is Kujichagulia. So Kujichagulia means self-determination. And we all got to have some form of self determination. This is one of my favorite principles. All right, one of my top three, well, maybe top four, one of my top four principles from Kwanzaa. All right, so I really like this principle a lot because it's all about putting determination on yourself, focusing on what you can do as far as what your productivity are. And I want to speak on the concept about self determination in the African American community. There always have been self determination. You know, our people was always determined to do any and everything that was going to benefit the community as a whole. All right. Whether it was religious organization, political organization, social movements, education, whatever. Our people was always determined. All right. Throughout history. So I want to share some information that I came across about African American and self determination. All right. So I want to come across that and I want to share with you guys. All right. So according to the information that I found online, to give an example of African American self determination, all right, which refers to efforts to secure self determination for African Americans and related people in North America, it it often intersects with the historic Back to Africa movement and general black separatism, but also manifests in present and historic in historic demands for self determination on North American soil, ranging from auto, autonomy to independence. The freedom to make whatever choices as a free American and willingness to do for self are often a key demand for advocates of African American self determination. So they give a good example down here, right, in this article. So, for example, Edwin P. McCabe in Oklahoma. So he was a former state auditor, joined the migration of thousands of African Americans to the Oklahoma Territory in 1890, and then promoted African American migration to the territory. By 1892, from the city of Langston, he geared his promotion towards the goal of a black majority state that would eventually send two African American senators to Congress in Washington, D.C. And to guarantee a black majority in every congressional district of the new state, he helped populate at least 25 new black majority towns in the territory to the goal of black majority statehood. All right. Even as white racial sentiments soured against African Americans in the territory enough to implement segregation in the territory law, by the time Oklahoma Territory was merged with the Indian Territory to become the state of Oklahoma in 1907. In the end, neither a black majority nor McCabe's dream of a governorship over a black majority state were realized. All right. So here it is. Edwin P. McCabe was a Republican, right? So he was a Republican and he had hold a political office in what they was calling back then the American Old West. Okay. And he founded the city of Langston, Oklahoma. That's self-determination. So this brother was determined to gather as many African Americans into the territory which is now known today as Oklahoma, which is in the South. For those of you that don't know, Oklahoma is in the South, all right? It's over there by Arkansas. And then you got Nebraska that's over there in that area too, right? But Oklahoma is the South. Okay. So, but you don't hear much about it. And he wanted to build in society a community for the African American population. So there's many black cities throughout America, right? That many of us don't even know about or that we are unaware of because of lack of popularity. But this is the prime example of our people being determined to go into spaces, right, and create their own little community neighborhoods. Then we got another example, Oscar Brown Sr. So who was Oscar Brown, first and foremost? So Oscar Brown was a prominent Chicago businessman, lawyer, and community activist. He was the father of Oscar Brown Jr. Okay. So it said he was born in Camden, Arkansas on December 22nd of 1895. In 1916, he graduated from Howard University in Washington, D.C. with a degree in commerce and law. He served in the military during World War One. Okay, so he founded the law firm of Brown, Cyrus Green in Chicago. Gradually, he turned his attention away from law and started the Oscar C. Brown Real Estate Corporation and spent a good part of his life on issuing relating to real estate, either as a developer and activist or as a administrator. All right. Now, it goes on to talk about the national movement for the establishment of a 49th state. Okay. So, the national movement for the establishment of a 49th state was established by Chicago-based businessmen, which was Oscar Brown, who sought for the formation of a state within the Union of U.S. soil, which could be populated and governed by African Americans, and which could apportion the benefits of the New Deal more equitably to African Americans. So eventually, the organization fizzled out before the eventual 49th state, Alaska, was admitted to the Union in 1959. All right. So it was an intellectual movement, all right, that was popular amongst African American separatists during the 1930s. Okay. So the movement sought to create a state for African American in the American South. All right. So the movement did not succeed in creating a new state. Alaska became the 49th U.S. state in 1959. So although Oscar Brown came up with the concept of trying to come up with a movement so there could be a 49th state because at that time it was only 48. All right. So Oscar Brown wanted to have a state for African Americans in the South. However, his dream did not come true because Alaska ended up becoming the 49th state. But the focus was there, the idea was there. Okay, he was determined. He put in that self determination to create something, to come up with an idea for the African American community. All right. And then I'm going to go down to one more example. All right. So many people have heard about this organization, some may not, and it's called the Republic of New Africa. So, what was the purpose of Republic of New Africa? So, the organization was sought the three key goals, right? Creation of an independent African American majority country situated in the southeastern United States in the heart of Black majority population. A similar claim is made for all the Black majority counties and cities throughout the United States. Payment of several billions of dollars in reparations to African American descendants of slaves by the U.S. government for the damages inflicted on Africans and their descendants by chattel enslavement, Jim Crow segregation, and modern day forms of racism. A referendum of all African Americans to determine their desires for citizenship. Movement leaders say they were not offered a choice in this matter after emancipation in 1865 following the American Civil War. So, the establishment in 1968, the RNA attracted a number of members, including Robert F. Williams, Betty Shabazz, and Chokwe Lumumba. The organization persisted to this day. All right. So many people don't know that Lumumba was the mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, he was the mayor, but he was a part of the Republic of New Africa. So Republic of New Africa, which Queen Mother Moore was also a member of, they really put their focus on not only building a solidarity African American society community, but also pushing the narrative about reparation. So the reason why reparation, the HR 40 bill, how that came into existence was because of the Republic of New Africa. They went down to Congress. They spoke to the late John Conyers at that time. He was, one of the congressmen before Sheila Jackson took over. They went down to him in 1989 and they brought it to his attention like, hey, we need reparation for African Americans. So the HR 40 bill came into existence because of them. All right. So that was the determination. That was determination to bring about the conversation centered around not only reparation, but what can be done to benefit the African American, Black community, etc. So I'm saying this to say that when people say, well, our people didn't do nothing or they didn't try to attempt to do anything, they have. So when you look at people like Oscar Brown, Edwin McCabe, and the Republic of New Africa, what they all had in common was self-determination. Self-determination. They were determined to do any and everything that was going to help push Black people forward, give Black people a form of identity, give Black people a political stance, give Black people a society where they can stand on, where they can be able to have something for themselves. These people put their focus on not just, so they basically use umoja, right? Umoja based on the concept of unity because they figured that would unionize the Black community. Then they also use Kujichagulia. They brought in self-determination. Okay. No, Kwanzaa did not exist around their time period. All right. Okay. Kwanzaa came about around the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. However, the principles, the idea of self-determination is what brought the inspiration to these people. Is what drove them to be able to focus on the work they need to focus on. So we all got to make it our goal for the new year coming up is to have determination. And our new year resolution should not be broadcast all the time for the world to see or the world to hear, but it's something that should be put into action. Just like these people put their things into action, yeah, they mapped, they planned, they came up with ideas, but they put it into action. Did the plan always work out? No. However, they made the attempt to do so. And they were pretty genuine about it. You had Edwin McCabe, who founded the city of Langston in Oklahoma. You had Oscar Brown that wanted to push the movement forward to have 49 states in the South, but it didn't turn out to be. Republic of New Africa brought about the HR 40 bill of reparation and wanted to build some type of networking in the southeastern state, right, for the blacks in general. So with that being said, make sure that you have determination. Make sure that you focus on what the goal is. You're not going to get every goal met. That's impossible. Every goal is not going to be met in life. But if you can focus on that one goal and do what is necessary to get that goal accomplished, then you done something. You have proven yourself. Then you have to also make sure that you are genuine and this is your passion. This is what you want to do, not because it's money in front of you or not because it's just a popular thing, but you're doing it because this is your passion and you're determined. So, anyways, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a good one or have a good Kwanzaa if you're celebrating Kwanzaa. And again, Harbigani. Harbigani means what's the news? Kujichagulia. Self-determination. That's the news. All right. So y'all have a great one, and I will reconnect with you all later. Peace.